think this league is a glimpse of where other professional sports leagues could be started to head?
Well, I appreciate you having me. It's good to see you, Kelly. I think the last time we spoke was a few weeks before we launched in 2019, where we were in competition with MLL. Since then, we've merged, and that was the league that preceded us. I think our tour-based model actually boded really well for COVID, where we were the first professional sports league in North America to launch our COVID bubble format, which was essentially what we were doing every weekend anyway, bringing all of the teams and fans into one market and then closing it off. So I do think that when I think about sports, it's about attention and talent density. So fewer teams with more talent on each team with an experience where it feels like a rivalry and must-watch television will drive numbers, sponsorship, and revenue.
And I mean, you know, in full disclosure, Paul, my personal interest stems from my own experience playing when I grew up. My sister played, my dad coached, my sister was involved with U.S. Lacrosse. We've all been blown away by the growth and popularity of this sport. Interestingly, though, the pro piece hasn't been there. You guys are trying to kind of get it to be as lucrative as other major leagues. But I wonder if the NCAA changes to college will actually unlock major endorsements and sponsorships for players. I mean, one thing lacrosse players are very good at is being pretty big on social media.
Yeah, and I think college sports has traditionally been the mecca, if you look at even the Big Four. And outside of that, golf before the PGA Tour. And then you have to unlock a professional habitat for players who graduate college to then extend their careers. And those players become aspirational, and then you have this bottom-up growth. But I do think the NIL will make college players more professionally ready for what essentially is show business. And outside of doing your discipline on our field or on the court, if you're in the NBA, is being a role model of sorts and being active across social. So we like the new regulation at the NCAA level. I think it's going to help the PLL continue to grow. Who's going to win this weekend? Well, I think I'm conflicted out of answering that specifically. DraftKings is our sports betting partner, but I play for the Cannons, as you said. We play on NBC this Saturday at 2:30 Eastern, and then there's a Friday night game at 8:30 Eastern on NBC Sports, and then Saturday night at 6 o'clock Eastern. But if I were someone else in this chair, I'd say bet on the Cannons. Okay, well, I don't know if the Whip Snakes are there, but I understand Jim Stagnita is involved. So my best to him, to the team. Like I said, if they're one of the featured teams. Kelly, you're supposed to be supporting your guests on this show. I don't think you need my support, Paul. I think you're doing just fine. Thank you so much for joining us. It's good to see you again. Thanks for having me.